Hello, Turfs Up Radio. Wayne Voles. We're coming to you live from Woodhaven Country Club in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm here with John Gruneisen. John, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to us.
Yeah, good morning. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. So you just spoke on amino acids and how they can help. And I liked your reference about the Rocky movie.
Oh, yeah, that's always a fan favorite, Rocky IV, right, where we're talking about osmolytes and loading them into the cell and encouraging water to follow and create hydrated cells, turgid cells, ones that can stand up to abiotic stressors of salt and traffic, et cetera. So we definitely do that through targeted amino acids at very high concentrations. And that was, yes, a part of the presentation today. So
Yeah. And what company are you with?
I'm with ENP. We make the product line Foliar Pack. That's pretty much our main product line, right?
I got you. And fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't get to hear your whole presentation because I was talking to somebody on the radio. But what about if I remember correctly from last year, I think heard you speak. What about foliar pack and annuals and perennials and things like that?
Yeah, we have a combination product of ours called Grow In, right? So it's a 6-way combination of our foliar aminos, 2 different products with our soil tech, a micronutrient package, and all-around soil conditioner. And that product has really proven to have great results on ornamentals. Anything that's going to bloom, it's really great on, specifically every 4 to 6 weeks, but then also even on things like trees that are only going to get treated maybe once or twice a year, right?
Right, for sure. And I know that's something that we tried. And honest to God, I had a good experience with it, but help our listeners understand, how do you get past the mindset of cost, and because it's not too expensive, but here's what our experience was with the product, and it's a positive experience. Okay, first of all, I wouldn't throw you under the bus. But you got to get by the price point of the product first. I'll share that with you guys immediately. So if it's something you're looking for that's just going to be an inexpensive product to apply, that's not it. But if you've got a client that you really want to outperform anything else they got growing around it, I think that's where it's key.
Yeah, I think we try to hit the whole spectrum of products, right? So we have more of our cost-effective solutions, things like our armament concentrate that are meant more for large acreage, heavy usage, low use rate, more cost-effective, right? And those are going to be more tools that you get utilized on lawn acreage. But then, you have other niche scenarios that are going to be higher end, and I would throw ornamentals into those, right? So somebody that's going to choose to treat an ornamental is already going above and beyond, right? So they're going to want a more visual response, and our product Grow In specifically on annuals and visual perennials, meaning blooming perennials. The Grow In really blooms out of the ground, and if you're able to do that, especially on a constant and regular basis, that will show the end user the homeowner what they want to see, and therefore they'll ultimately be able to justify it.
And all of a sudden they're happy about spending a little more money to get something better, because a lot of it is, I know a lot of our higher end, not just commercial accounts but residential accounts, to some extent it is, mine's better than yours.
Absolutely. I mean, I see it in my neighborhood. The whole keeping up with the Joneses. I always kind of chuckle when I see somebody immediately do a project right after somebody else has done it, or I'm out there, and I mow the lawn or fertilize my lawn or whatever, and my neighborhood knows who I am, and all of a sudden, right away, there's somebody else out there fertilizing or mowing,
Okay, John's doing it, so it must be the time to do it, right?
Yeah, it always cracks me up seeing that, but there's absolutely that mentality, especially with homeowners.
Yeah, I agree 100%. How long have you been in the industry?
Oh, man. So I started when I was a sophomore in high school in the golf industry. Then I went to Ohio State, worked on...
Ohio State.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
You're going to take Indiana down?
I hope so. I mean, we're having a little bit more of an off year than I would expect, and they're having a great year, so we'll see. Certainly have pretty solid confidence, but cautious optimism is how I would.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, but I worked a few years in the golf industry post graduation, and then I got into more the selling sector in 2009. So been in it ever since.
How do you like the sales side of it? And from that side, have you seen our industry change? Just you've been in it long enough now to see some transitions, and not just from golf course side, but lawn care more specifically, if you would. What have you seen changes take place within that industry as far as training and education?
Man, a lot of change. I mean, companies are always exploding and creating a new, I call it a new chuck in a truck every day. But then also you have a lot of these larger entities in VC gobbling up things as well. From a product standpoint, I mean, there's constantly new products out there. I would say specifically kind of in our lane, what I would call the carbon-based fertility lane, and those are becoming more and more popular and showing results as well. Then you look at things from the standpoint of the real estate market. I mean, has obviously costs have exploded, but growth has exploded. I mean, I live in Columbus, Ohio. Depending on who you talk to, 13th to 15th largest city in the nation. Well, I mean, the suburbs are just exploding. I mean, so there's constant new properties to pull from. So, yeah, it's been interesting to watch all the different dynamics.
And I guess you probably travel quite a bit doing these types of presentations.
Yeah, I cover the middle of Ohio, west, north, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Texas. 2 weeks.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas. Yeah, 2 weeks ago I was in Vancouver, actually. Right, so it is a lot of travel, but that's good. It's good to get to see more things.
Absolutely. I used to travel quite a bit more than I do now with a company I have called Profits Unlimited, doing educational training on the business side of a contractor's business. And I've got all the respect in the world for you guys that do it, because, when I was running around doing quite a bit, I was doing probably 50 or 60 presentations a year. And, man, that's a lot.
Yes, it is.
It's a lot. It's hard to find a comfortable bed.
Yeah, yep. There are a lot of different ones.
But anyways, hey, we appreciate you getting on. We certainly appreciate your time here and coming to this event to help elevate and educate the industry, because that's what Turf's Up Radio is all about. That's our saying is, our goal is to help elevate and educate the industry. Without guys like you and companies like you and products that you all represent, man, you all have helped, make our industry a better industry.
Thank you. I appreciate your time today.
Yep, you too. All right. We're going to sign off here, and we will be back with more live coverage here at the Advanced Turf Solutions Continuing Education class here in Louisville, Kentucky at Woodhaven Country Club.